Why did you choose to study environmental studies and urban planning after you graduated from Emma?
Yeah, so actually, I think at Emma, I was a part of the climate change club.
Mm.
Um, I don't know if it's still there, but
We have Emma Green.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, that one. I was a part of that. I found it late, but I was very happy to be a part of it and learned a lot about composting. We had a compost. I was able to get a compost bin for our dorm.
Mm.
So that was really nice. I was a proctor. So that was like I was like I'm gonna do composting, and I was really interested, and we succeeded. It was really nice, and our we had it, and we would bring it back into the kitchen area and put it into the compost bins there. And then so that kind of was interesting for me. And when I went to school, I was exploring different areas, and then I took a class called climate change.
Yeah.
So I was learning about how it actually works, like the physics behind climate change and global warming. And
Mm.
we would work on labs, do readings, and a lot of it was focused on environmental justice as well, how like, Black and brown communities and globally how poor countries and developing countries are experiencing or carrying the burden of climate change. And me being from a developing country, it felt like I felt like a responsibility to focus more on this area, and
Mm.
specifically urban studies. I've always been interested in cities. I grew up in a city. I grew up in the capital of Afghanistan, Kabul. So it felt like this is something I wanna like explore more and learn more about. And so I majored in environmental and urban studies. So we did a lot of more other things. I wasn't just focused on climate change. When you study environmental studies, you're focusing on like the environment itself.
Yeah.
So it was really fun. I took another class, climate change and its human dimension. So the role we humans play when it comes to climate change and how there are still ways for us to mitigate it. That was very hopeful. Like sometimes it feels so hopeless. You feel so hopeless. You're like,
Yeah.
we don't know what's gonna happen. Can we even like fix this issue that we are facing? But then when you go deeper into it and you see that there's so many people researching this, so many people working on this, then you get a glimpse of hope and you keep going and continue working. So that's why I chose to do this. And then it brought me to urban planning and environmental urban planning specifically.
What can we as students do to combat climate change?
Hmm. Yeah, I think about that all the time. Um, I think when I was a student, I was always thinking that this is a problem. This is like a something that if everyone individually, live this lifestyle, we could all like solve climate change. Like I was thinking, oh, if I compost, if I recycle, if I don't buy enough, if I don't buy a lot of clothes, or if I buy like a reusable water bottle, like all these like little things that people say to live like a sustainable lifestyle. I still think those are important, but something that I've realized recently is that a lot of big corporations are the reason that climate change is taking place. I mean, these are maybe two, three big corporations, and then under it are like these other mini branches. And those are the ones responsible, and they are making us feel bad about ourselves when we don't recycle. While if we do recycle, we never know if that's gonna even be recycled to begin with.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
a lot of the materials that we recycle are coated with plastic. And so I don't know, I never know if that's even gonna get recycled. So I think knowing knowing who to work with, who to push. A lot of time it's important to push through the government. I know a lot of people these days, a lot of young people, they don't think they can make a difference or the government is not gonna be um, like doing anything, but I think we need to hold them accountable. This is gonna be our future. So one thing that we could do is choosing our battles. What do we want to focus on? Like maybe I'm focusing more on like environmental urban planning, and another student can focus more on like biodiversity.
Mm,
Someone can, and it can be very much related to what you want to do. I know like some musicians and artists who are creating art that's raising awareness about climate change. That's You
yeah.
can do that. You can create a piece of music that speaks about displacement, climate migration, people losing their homes, their lands, their food, um, just because of the extreme temperatures in their homes. So every the nice thing about, I would say, environmental studies or environment is that you can connect it with anything and you can raise awareness about it in any field you are in. So whether it's physics or biology or chemistry or music or
Yeah.
urban studies, you can definitely play your role in it. Um, and also just sometimes like it's okay if you feel down and you don't feel like the work you're doing is not gonna make a difference. Like it's okay to feel that way because I felt it so many times. And then, but then like what you do afterwards, getting up and like working again towards your goal is that's what matters. It's okay to feel hopeless, but it's not okay to stay consistent with it. You need to break the chain and work towards like the future that we want for the people, and for ourselves. Like by 2050, I'll still be alive. I would love to see,
Yeah.
uh, I would love to still live. Uh, and like I'm thinking about my siblings, they will be even younger than me.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about like some of them won't have kids. Um, and my friends, they're gonna have kids and their kids. It's definitely I wanna fight for them and those people.
Hmm.
Yeah, I
Thank
hope I
you.
answered that question. I
Yeah.
kind of went off tangent.
Yeah, I love your answer. Yeah, I think I don't always think about like the big corporations, and I also sometimes forget like what are ways I can contribute through like other interests, like
Mhm,
through art and music and like writing. I think, yeah,
mhm.
I think these are really important ways as well. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, of
Thank you.
course.
Thank you. We learned so much from you today. Yeah.
Oh, I learned so much about your questions, and thank you so much for having me. I I hope we can help mitigate climate change. It's been something I've been really passionate about and I want to focus more on. I
Yeah.
think it's complicated, it's very complicated, and it's a very hard process, but this is a big issue we are facing. And one thing we should always remember that there are a lot of smart people that are working on this. So we're not alone. There are other people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.